Purpose of this video is to show you how you can restrict editing and building to certain areas of your sim on a stick or OpenSim environment. Now, currently I'm using sim on a stick for EDU, which is a 2x2 region, and I want to take one of those regions and basically prevent my students from building in that area and also prevent them from editing the terrain and also placing objects that may already exist in their inventory on that piece of land. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on the land and go to the about land, and we're currently using the singularity viewer, and normally when this opens you will have it will open up to the general tab. You're going to want to go to the options tab, and as you can see from all these options that are here, this is basically telling you that pretty much anyone that enters into this world can edit the terrain, can create objects, can take objects from the inventory and place it on the land, and can also create landmarks and so on and so forth. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that this particular region remains untouched. So I don't want them to have the ability to edit the terrain, so I'm going to uncheck that. And I'm also going to uncheck the ability to create objects and for them to be able to place objects from their inventory onto the piece of land. Now, to test to see that this has worked properly, what we're going to do now is I'm going to leave this area. And one thing I just want to mention before we leave and enter in as another user to test this out, we are currently in the world as the region owner and as the world owner, the sim on a stick user. If you're not in as that user, at least for the sim on a stick or sim on a stick EDU version, I don't believe you'll be able to restrict these permissions. So I'm now going to leave this world. And next we're going to try to enter into the world as a user that was created before the video that's a more limited user. And what we're hoping to see is that they get denied from building any new objects, from also editing the terrain, and last, from taking any objects that are present in their inventory and dragging them onto the land. We're hoping to be denied by all three of those things. So very first thing, once my avatar enters into the world and renders properly, we're going to right click on the land, and I want to show you what that same options menu looks like for a more limited user. So we're going to right click, go to about land, and next we'll click on our options tab. And as you can see, these check boxes are not selectable now. You cannot uncheck or check them, which shows you that this user is more limited than our sim on a stick admin. Next, we're going to go to build, try to build an object, and as you can see in the lower right hand corner, we've been denied from doing that. Now, editing the terrain works a little bit differently. We're going to right click, edit the terrain, and I'm going to choose, or at least attempt to raise the terrain, which means we're either making a hill or a mountain. And normally what you'd have to do is click and drag around the land, and you'd see the land start to raise up. But again, this is not functioning because we've denied other users from being able to do this. And very last, when I want to try out, I have an object that's already in my inventory that I've created, that I own, and I want to try to drag this object onto the land. And again, we are denied from doing this also. So all of our permissions applied correctly, and this is basically how you can limit what your users can do on certain pieces of land in a sim on a stick or OpenSim environment.